In the matrix, there is a concept of movement called recursive action, which is the ability to repeat actions very rapidly in sequence. And ultimately, before Neo experiences the agents who are masters at recursive action, he encounters it himself in the dojo when Morpheus takes him in there. And it presents a bit of a sound design challenge in that the whooshes that sort of sound orally illustrate movement, especially in fight scenes, are essentially a soft timbre, a soft kind of sound. So when people are fighting, like in the dojo, there is the softness, the sort of the perturbance of the air sound that the whooshes represent. But in the recursive action, it's all sort of thrown together because the hits are also happening very rapidly, inhumanly rapidly, and then ultimately the agent, it's going to be superhumanly rapid. But so the approach we took with the whooshes was that Julia Evershade, who cut all the fight sound effects, she sort of condensed the amount of time that whooshes can read as a movement. But they're not necessarily in sync with what you see, because of course when we're doing it, the visuals aren't finished, but they have to represent what's going on in Neo's mind, even if you can't see it happening yet. So that was another challenge. But when we put together the hits, like with all of the hits together, the single hits are like explosions. They're big moments in time. But for the recursive, so you have to get this, the dangerousness of the sort of automatic firing of the punching, so that when it's all together, you feel it, but it has to be somewhat real for Neo because he's still human. And he's sort of breaking the sound barrier ultimately. So when we see the agents, the agents don't have the same restrictions that Neo's mind has because they're machines, they're software. So I had to come up with a sort of a version of the whooshes, the rapid whooshes and the rapid hits, but it can't sound even remotely possible for Neo's brain. So when he encounters the agent doing it, he knows he's in trouble. But ultimately, there are sort of three submixes in the sound for the agent for the recursive action. Which is not made from impact sounds at all. All these sounds are just made from wind, from whistling wind, but sort of rapidly pulsed. And then a digital, a perceptively quantized sound like that, of course, works to make it seem like a machine. And then more of the pulsing. So in the stem, you get which helps make you sort of believe that this is really happening in this non-real simulation of real space, both on a human Neo level in the dojo, but also on an agent level in the Matrix, the real Matrix, but not the real world.